Some of us experience heightened Kundalini. Now, if you have had a Kundalini awakening, but you hadn't prepared for it, so it was a spontaneous Kundalini awakening, chances are that you weren't prepared for this, at least not physically. If that is the case, alongside your nervous system being completely fried, your body as well is going to feel as if it is in a constant state of stress. So you will develop stress-like symptoms as well. Apart from this, when Kundalini energy is very dominant, and it depends on which nadi is dominant, whether it's solar or whether it is lunar or whether it is fire. When the energy is very, very high, so when Shakti, when the power of the universe, when the power of creation, when the creative potential reaches a point where it needs to tip over because it has come to a point where it is overboiling, what will happen is, depending on where you are, you will either feel extremely spaced out, extremely fatigued, or extremely restless with the sort of heat coming off of your skin that doesn't feel like you're hot, but it's like you're burning. You feel as if you're depleted of minerals. You feel as if you're dehydrated. All of these, alongside feeling that you're not quite here, they're all signs that you're not in balance. Your physical body and your nervous system are not in balance with where you are in your consciousness evolving. Now, as your consciousness empties itself out, your upper and lower triangles must come into balance. Now, what happens if it is not coming into balance and you really want it to come into balance? Now, if you're somebody who's looking for grounding and you feel that the energy is too up here and you want to bring yourself back down, you want to bring yourself back to doing just normal routine things that we do during the day, and you want to come in experience that, you want to even have a sensory experience that you actually enjoy, that you're actually feeling something, because there's also going to be a feeling of not feeling, a feeling of numbness. Now, some of the things that you can do when you want to sort of bring yourself into the body. Now, the reason why we feel ungrounded is when we're not embodied. And one of the ways of embodying yourself is to now get to know the 3D part of you again. The 3D is this 3D body, the body made of flesh and all the different matter that it is made out of. That's your 3D part. This three-dimensional reality that somehow has come out of the experience of you needs to come back in. And some of the things that you can do, including increasing the density. Increasing the density is you eat a lot of root vegetables. You get rooted. So you try to find everything that is found in the ground to eat. And if you can garden it yourself and you can harvest it yourself, why not? You can grow your own vegetables and enjoy the experience of planting the seed and getting from the soil yourself and preparing that meal for yourself. There are some of you who may be drawn towards protein, drawn towards denser foods such as meat, fish, eggs. If that is what you're accustomed to, then give yourself that. You can give yourself some fish, you can give yourself some eggs. Yeah, if that is not what you're accustomed to and it is something that you don't do, then find yourself all that is made from the earth. Think about all the other things that draw us back into the 3D. What are they? They will be TV, watching a movie. Watching a movie that'll really get you involved in something. So try to avoid any extreme violence or anything that is of an extreme nature that is going to create an unsettling feeling inside of you. Try to instead watch something that is involving, engaging, and also grounding. So it could be something as simple as the Discovery Channel, something as simple as something about nature, something about the earth, something about the solar system, something about everything that is connected to the earth, something that is connected to getting with each other, but you are talking, you're communicating with other people, you're going out there and buying vegetables in a supermarket. Maybe try to avoid a supermarket. You can go if you feel that you can handle it, but if you're ungrounded and maybe you have an overactive third eye, you may not be able to handle it. So for that moment, you find places like vegetable markets. Go to places where you can hustle, where you can bargain on prices, where you can just communicate. And if you can't do any of those things, you can go and sit in these places where you can maybe find a piazza, find a square where you may be able to see lots of people going and coming. So if you want to avoid engaging with them because you feel that you can't, because you feel bombarded by people's energy, then you can go and sit in an outdoor cafe, sit in an outdoor area, go and take a bus tour on an open bus where you're sitting up at the deck. So try to get really, really physical. And getting physical, you walk, but with walking, again, it's movement. So whilst it's great, but it also might excite the Kundalini energy because it's giving movement. So what you want is the opposite of that, and for you to have movements, but the movements are very yin. They're like the yin yoga or Kundalini yoga. So something that is moving your limbs, but not in a rush. You want to avoid that kind of energy. You want to avoid putting yourself into that state of fire, because what you want to do is reduce that fire. So you're bringing grace. Maybe you can learn some Indian classical dance itself, but not a fast beat dance, but something that's slow and graceful, something that's going to embody you, and you get in touch with your body. So your baths, salts, you can get an urn made out of clay, so we call them a matka, and you drink water from a matka. You wear crystals. You do everything to bring you connected to Mother Earth. Go and lift things. As long as your health is permitting, you can go and lift things. You can go to a place that prepares timber. You can go to a place that prepares pots. You can take a pottery class. So all these sort of things that come from the earth, they're connected to the earth. Yeah? You can try and do all of those things. You can take a break from your sadhana. You don't need to do sadhana. You simply take a break from all of that, but now you do 3D sadhana. So 3D sadhana is the sadhana of your body. This is where a lot of our tantric vidya comes in. Because the vidya, when you're doing it, you're focusing on angs, you're focusing on parts of your body. And because you're focusing on parts of your body, so anganyasa, your nyasa, which is you're waking up different parts of your body. So you're engaging with the body. Now when you do that, you inevitably involve the body. You regulate the body in the process. But if you've had a spiritual awakening and you've got a Kundalini awakening, but you're unable to do that. It was spontaneous, so there was nothing for you to prepare it with. These are the things you can do, which you involve all the parts of your body. So you get to know all parts of your body, your forehead, your face, your neck, so your legs, your thighs, your feet. Rub your feet very gently, not rigorously. You rub them rigorously, again, you're going to excite Kundalini energy. So for those of you who are looking for the opposite and you want Kundalini to move more, you can simulate that feeling or that experience by rubbing your feet together very, very fast. Sending you so much love, folks. There will be a lot more on this. But happy balancing of creative potential inside of you.